Hi, good evening students. This is Kishore. Welcome to KGH Academy. And I am mental ability faculty, and today we are going to discuss ratio and proportion. Generally, what is meant by ratio? What is meant by ratio? Ratio is nothing but it is the comparison of any two numbers of same kind, that is known as ratio. Let us suppose my weight is 20 kgs. Let us suppose my weight is 20 kgs. And your weight is 100 kgs. Let us suppose my weight is 20 kgs and your weight is 100 kgs. If you compare any two numbers, the two numbers must be in same kind. That is the main important part. This is the ratio definition. If you compare any two numbers, that numbers must be in same kind. So first number is 20 kgs and another one is 100 kgs. This one is, if this one is in kgs, second one must be in kgs only. That is our point. And 20 kgs, 100 kgs, what is the ratio? Come on. That ratio is nothing but 1:5. This is the point. If you compare any two numbers, the two numbers must be in same kind. If first one in rupees, second one must be in rupees only. If first one in paisa, second one also in paisa only. If first one in grams, second one also in grams only. That is our point. This is the ratio definition. Okay. For example, if you take 20 rupees and 30 rupees, what is the ratio between 20 and 30 is common? That is nothing but 20 and 30, what is the ratio is 2:3. If we take 20 and 70, what is the ratio? 0, 0 get cancelled, that is 2:7. 20 and 70, what is the ratio means? 0, 0 cancel, that is 2:7. This is the 2:7. Ratio means is nothing but comparison. Ratio means is nothing but comparison of numbers. Okay, first of all, we need to analyze what is the difference between ratio and proportion. Ratio means comparison of numbers. Proportion means comparison of ratios. If we compare any number, that is known as ratio, my dear friend. If we compare any numbers, is known as ratio. If we compare any ratios, is known as proportion. Okay, this is the difference between ratio and proportion. Okay, and ratio and proportion is a very basic topic. It is the mother of all the topics in arithmetic. So just listen carefully. And in the ratio, we have some formulas. That is the first formula. Formula number 1 is nothing but a duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio. Okay, it is not duplicate, it is the duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio, what is the ratio means? This is the a square is to b square. A square is to b square. Duplicate ratio formula is nothing but a square is to b square. I mean, let us suppose if you take the ratio 2:3. If you take the ratio 2:3, what is the duplicate ratio of 2:3 means? Just we need to take a square of 2 and square of 3. Is nothing but 2 square and 3 square is equals to 4:9. This is the duplicate ratio. 2 square is to 3 square is nothing but that is the duplicate ratio of 2 and 3. So, what is the formula? Duplicate ratio formula is nothing but a square is to b square. Let us suppose if you take 3:4. If we take 3:4, what is the duplicate ratio of 3:4? Just come on, you have to take 3 square and 4 square. So, this is the 3 square and 4 square. 3 square is nothing but 9 and 4 square is nothing but 16. So, it is 9:16. Okay, just if you take 4:5. 4:5. Okay, 4 square is 16, 5 square is 25. That means answer is nothing but 16:25 is our answer. If we take 10:11. Okay, 10 square and 11 square. 10 square is the 100, 11 square is the 121. So, 100:121 is the duplicate ratio of 10:11. Duplicate ratio means a square is to b square. Duplicate ratio is equals to, okay, formula, what is nothing but, that is the formula, a square is to b square. After that, subduplicate ratio, second formula. Second formula is nothing but a subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate ratio is equals to, formula is nothing but root a is to root b. Subduplicate ratio is nothing but that is the formula, root a is to root b. Let us suppose what is the subduplicate ratio of 16:9. What is subduplicate ratio of 16:9? Just subduplicate means we need to take root of 16, root of 9. Root 16 is equals to 4. After that, root 9 is equals to 3. That means 4:3 is the subduplicate ratio of 16 and 9. This is the subduplicate ratio. Okay, once again I want to explain this one. Duplicate ratio is equals to formula a square is to b square. Subduplicate ratio is equals to formula root a is to root b, right? Next, after that, formula number 3. Okay, triplicate ratio. Formula number 3 is a triplicate ratio. Tri means we know tri means 3. So that's why we have to take it as a cube is to b cube. A cube is to b cube. Just we need to take cube of that numbers, cube of that given numbers. For example, come on, we have to take one example. That means, for example, if you take 2:3, if we take 2:3, what is the triplicate ratio of 2:3 means we need to take a cube of 2 and a cube of 3. That means answer is nothing but that becomes 2 cube is to 3 cube. 2 cube is to 3 cube. Okay, 2 cube is nothing but 8 and 3 cube is nothing but 27. So answer is nothing but that is equals to 8 is to 27. 8 is to 27. Actually, a duplex means 2. Tri means 3. That's why it is equals to a cube is to b cube. Okay. And let us suppose, for example, if you take 3:5, what is the triplicate ratio? 3:5, what is the triplicate ratio means? We need to take 3 cube and 5 cube. 3 cube is 27, 5 cube is 125. Okay, that is the point. This is the triplicate ratio. And the fourth formula, next. Okay, subtriplicate ratio. Subtriplicate ratio means we need to take cube root of a is to a cube root of b. Subtriplicate ratio is equals to formula cube root of a is to cube root of b. Cube root of a is to cube root of b. Cube root of a is to cube root of b. Let us suppose if you take 64 is to 1331. 64 is to 1331. What is the subtriplicate ratio? I am asking you, what is the subtriplicate ratio of 64 is to 1331? Just we need to take a cube root of 64 and a cube root of 1331. Cube root of 64 and after that cube root of 1331. Okay, now you tell me 64 is the cube of which number? 64 is the cube of which number means that is the 4. And 1331 is the cube of which number? That is nothing but 11. So answer is nothing but 4 is to 11. 4 is to 11 is our answer. Okay, once again I want to repeat these all formulas. Duplicate ratio formula a square is to b square. Subduplicate ratio formula root a is to root b. Triplicate ratio formula a cube is to b cube. Subtriplicate ratio formula cube root of a is to cube root of b. Okay, and also ratio means comparison of numbers, proportion means comparison of ratios. In ratio, this is the basic formulas. These are the basic formulas. And after that, what is mean by proportion? Already I told you, proportion means is nothing but the comparison of ratios. Let us suppose if you take 4 numbers, if we take 4 numbers, let us suppose if you take 2, 4, 8, 16. If you take 2, 4, 8, 16. 2, 4, 8, 16. Come on, you tell me what is the ratio between 2 and 4? What is the ratio between 2 and 4 is nothing but 1:2. What is the ratio between 8 and 16? What is the ratio between 8 and 16 means that is nothing but this is also 1:2. Proportion means, this is the point, this is the very important point. Proportion means the equality of any two ratios is known as proportion. What is the ratio between 2 and 4 is nothing but 1:2. What is the ratio between 8 and 16 is nothing but 1:2. If two ratios are equal, that 4 numbers are in proportion. If that two ratios are equal, then that 4 numbers are in proportion. Okay, 2 and 4 ratio is nothing but 1:2 and 8 and 16 ratio is nothing but 1:2. Equality of any two ratios is known as proportion. This is the point. Or in proportion we have another definition. If any four numbers are in proportion, product of extremes is equals to product of means. Product of extremes is equals to product of means. Extremes means ending terms. Left side and right side ending terms. That is nothing but 2 and 16. What is the product of 16 and 2? That is a 32. What is the product of 8 and 4? That is also 32. If product of extremes is equals to product of means, that is known as proportion. Okay. I want to repeat once again. The equality of any two ratios is known as proportion. If any four numbers are in proportion, product of extremes is equals to product of means. This is the main important and most important point, and that is the difference between ratio and proportion. In proportion also, we have some important formulas. Just we discuss that one. Okay, first formula. This is the fourth proportion. Formula number 1. In proportion, first formula, fourth proportion. Fourth proportion, what is the formula means is nothing but a formula A. This is the formula B into C by A. Fourth proportion, what is the formula? B into C by A. B into C by A. Let us suppose one example, 2, 4, 8, 16. Okay. In earlier cases, I already told you these four numbers are in proportion. 2, 4, 8, 16. Let us suppose this is the A value, B value, C value and D value. A value, B value, C value and D value. Right? What is the fourth proportion of these terms? Let us suppose we don't know that 16 value. We need to take B into C divided by A. This is the A value, B value and C value, right? B into C divided by A. 4 8s are 32. 4 into 8 means 32. 32 divided by 2 is nothing but 16. 16 is the fourth term. This is the 16. Okay, right. In fourth proportion, what is the formula means? This is the formula B into C by A. Fourth proportion. And second formula, formula number 2. Third proportion. Okay, in third proportion, what is the formula means? This is the formula B square divided by A. Third proportion, this is the formula B square divided by A. Okay, again, just you take that same example, 2, 4, 8, 16, right? 2, 4, 8, 16. We want third proportion. Let us suppose we don't know these two numbers. Let us suppose just I want to close these two numbers. We don't know these numbers. We don't know this third number. Just we need to apply the formula for these two numbers only, right? What is the A value? 2. What is the B value? 4. We have a formula that is nothing but B square divided by A. B square divided by A. What is the B value? What is the A value? Means B is the 4 and A is the 2. So that's why 4 square divided by 2 only. 4 square divided by 2, that is 4 square is nothing but 16. 16 divided by 2 is equals to 8 simply. That is in third place 8. Okay, just okay. I am explaining that formula depends on that example, sir. That's why 4 square divided by 2, 4 square is nothing but that is 16. 16 divided by 2, that is 8 only. Okay. Fourth proportion formula B into C by A. Third proportion formula B square divided by A. Right? And the next third formula, mean proportion. Mean proportion. Mean proportion, what is the formula means? Under root of A into B. Under root of A into B. Actually, what is the meaning of mean? Mean means M-E-A-N. Mean means it is nothing but middle term. Let us suppose just we have to take a earlier example, that is what is the mean proportion of 2, 8? Means what is the middle term? 4. I want to verify this formula in this example. That's why. Okay, that's why 2 into 8. We need to take 2 into 8 under root. 2 into 8 is nothing but 16. 16 root is nothing but 4. Okay, 16 root is the 4. This is the formula for mean proportion. Mean proportion formula is nothing but under root of A into B. Okay, right. And what is the mean proportion of 4 and 16 means just we need to take 16 into 4 under root. 16 into 4 is 64. 64 root is nothing but 8. 8 is our answer. Fourth proportion formula is nothing but B into C by A. Third proportion formula B square by A. Mean proportion equals to formula under root of A into B. Okay, these are the formulas in proportion. Okay, simply ratio means comparison of numbers, proportion means comparison of ratios. Okay, this is the verification of these formulas. Okay, in proportion, questions are like this, sir. For example, what is the fourth proportion of 4, 8, 16? What is the fourth proportion of 4, 8, 16 means fourth proportion means what is the formula? B into C divided by A. B into C divided by A means that means 8 into 16 divided by 4 simple. 4 in 8 2 times 16 to the 32. Okay, this is the formula. Fourth proportion equals to formula B into C by A. Third proportion equals to formula B square by A. And mean proportion equals to formula under root of A into B. Okay, for example, for this formula we have to take one example, right? For example, 16, 121. What is the mean proportion of 16, 121? Let us suppose. What is the mean proportion of 16, 121 means we need to take under root of 16 into 121. Just simple. We want mean proportion of these two numbers only. Okay, he has not given that all 4 numbers. He mentioned only 2 numbers. Just if let us suppose if he is asking about mean proportion, just under root of 16 into 121. Under root of 16 into 121. 16 root is nothing but 4. 121 root is nothing but 11. So 4 11s are. Okay, 4 into 11 that is nothing but 44. 44 is our answer. Okay, right. This is the formulas in proportion. This is the very basic topic, sir. Okay, ratio formulas and proportion formulas are already over. Just first model and first example. Let us suppose this is the first model and first example. Let us suppose A is to B means 2 is to 3. A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3. B is to C equals to 4 is to 5. Then find A is to B is to C. Then find A is to B is to C. This is a very regular question, sir. This is a very regular question. A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3. B is to C equals to 4 is to 5. We need to calculate what is the ratio of A, B and C. Okay, in this question, just we need to take multiplication like this. This one is known as cross multiplication. Why we are doing like this? Means actually in first ratio we have a B term, ending term. In second ratio we have starting term B value. This is the B variable, this is also B variable, means B value must be equal. That's why we need to equate this value and this value. That's why we need to equal these two values, ending term and second ratio starting term. That's why we need to take cross multiplication like this. Cross multiplication. Let us suppose first of all we need to multiply 2 into 4, right? Okay, 2 into 4 is nothing but 8. 2 into 4 is nothing but 8. After that, this is the multiplication 4 into 3. 4 3 is equals to 12. After that, 3 into 5 is nothing but 15. So, simple answer is nothing but 8 is to 12 is to 15. Okay, why we are taking cross multiplication means because we need to equate that B term. We need to equate that B term. This is the B value, this is the B value. That's why we need to equate 3 and 4. That's why 2 into 4, 4 into 3, 3 into 5. 2 into 4 is nothing but 8, 4 into 3 is nothing but 12, 3 into 5 is nothing but 15. So, answer is nothing but 8 is to 12 is to 15 is our answer. Okay, right. After that, one more example. Let us suppose A is to B equals to 3 is to 4. After that, B is to C equals to 5 is to 7. Then what is the ratio of A, B and C? This is the question. A is to B equals to 3 is to 4. B is to C equals to 5 is to 7. What is the ratio of A, B and C? Actually, in first ratio, in second ratio, what is the common term? B term. We need to equate this B term, just we need to take cross multiplication. That is a very simple point. We need to take cross multiplication. This is a very regular method, sir. Just you make a fun like this. Okay, I mean 3 5 the 15. After that 5 4 the 20. 4 7 the 28. So simple answer is nothing but that is the 15 is to 20 is to 28. 15 is to 20 is to 28. 15 is to 20 is to 28. This is the comparison of two ratios, connecting of two ratios. Okay, this one is known as combined ratio. This one is known as combined ratio. Okay. Let us suppose if we mention that ratios in equations, what will we do? Let us suppose, for example, if we mention A by 2 equals to B by 3, B by 4 equals to C by 5, A by 2 equals to B by 3, B by 4 equals to C by 5, B by 4 equals C by 5. What is the ratio among A, B and C? This is the question, sir. Actually, boss, I want to tell you one thing. If you have any value at the denominator of any variable, the relation between these two variables is known as directly proportional. Is known as directly proportional. Here we have A by 2 and B by 3, right? Here we have A by 2 and B by 3. That means A value directly 2, B value directly 3. So that's why we need to take this ratio like this. A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3 only. A is to B is equals to 2 is to 3. After that, B is to C equals to what is the ratio? 4 is to 5. Okay, this is the very, very important point. Listen carefully. If you have any value at denominator in variable, just it is known as directly proportional to each other. That variable's connection is nothing but directly proportional. A means not 3, A means 2 only, B means 3. In this equation, B means 4 and C means 5 only. That is A is to B equals 2 is to 3, B is to C equals to 4 is to 5. B is to C equals to 4 is to 5 only. Just we as usual, we have to take a cross multiplication. So that's why we need to take cross multiplication like this. 2 4 the 8. After that 4 3 the 12. After that 3 4 the 15. So answer is nothing but 8 is to 12 is to 15 only. Simple way. Okay, come on. Once again, you tell me. This one is known as directly proportional. This one is known as directly proportional. Okay, right. And let us suppose, for example, if you take equation like this, 2a equals to 3b. After that, 4b equals to 5c. 2a equals to 3b, 4b equals to 5c. What is the ratio among a, b and c? What is the ratio among a, b and c? In earlier case, that is known as directly proportional. In earlier case, that is known as directly proportional. In this case, this is known as inversely proportional. In this equation, what is the connection between A and B means A and B are inversely proportional to each other. So, my dear friends, just listen carefully. A value is not 2, A value is the 3. B value is not 3, B value is the 2. Just we need to take opposite direction. What is the ratio of A and B? What is the ratio of A and B? Is nothing but 3 is to 2 only. From this equation, what is the ratio of B and C? Is nothing but 5:4. We need to take a combined ratio. First of all, my dear friend, to combine any ratio, this is the very, very important point. Listen carefully. If you want to combine any two ratios, first ratio ending term, second ratio starting term must be equal. Just like this. In this ratio, what is the ending term? B. In this ratio, what is the starting term? B. Compulsory, this is the condition. Okay, in this case only we need to combine this one. Okay, if you give like this, that means A is to B equals to 1:2. C is to D equals to 3:5. What is the ratio of A is to B is to C? This is not possible. This is impossible. If you want to combine any two ratios, ending term and starting term must be equal. Ending term and starting term must be equal. That is a very, very important point. This is the very basic point also. Okay, A is to B equals to 3:2 and B is to C equals to 5:4. What is the ratio of A, B and C? Next, just we need to take a 3, 5, 2, 4 combined ratio. Once again, you tell me, what is the relation between A and B? It is known as inversely proportional. This is a very important point. Then this one, this relation is important. Just we need to memorize that point. That means that one is known as what is the relation between A and B is nothing but that is inversely proportional, right? A is to B equals 3:2, B is to C equals to 5:4. Just we need to take cross multiplication like this. So 3 5 are 15. 3 5 are 15. 5 2s are 10. And 2 4s are 8. So answer is nothing but 15:10:8. Simple. 15:10:8. Okay, this is the ratio connection. Okay, how we need to calculate? How we need to calculate that ratio? This is the point to combine two ratios. So, let us suppose you have three ratios. How do we combine? This is the point. A is to, let us suppose this is the example 1:2. A is to B is equals to 1:2. B is to C equals to 3:4. C is to D equals to, let us suppose 5:7. I want the ratio between A, B, C and D. I want the ratio between A, B, C and D. This is the point. Okay. First of all, this is the observation, sir. In first ratio, what is the ending term? B. In second ratio, what is the starting term? B. We need, if you want to combine these ratios, ending term, starting term. Ending term, starting term must be equal. This is the very regular point, very common point, very basic point. First of all, how do we do that? Just we need to take a straight multiplication. What is the multiplication? 5 into 3 into 1. First multiplication is nothing but 5 into 3 into 1. This is the first multiplication. I mean, boss, first multiplication is nothing but 5 into 3 into 1. 5 into 3 into 1. This is the first step. Second step. What is the second step means? This is the second step. I mean, 5 into 3 into 2. This is the second step. First step is nothing but 5 into 3 into 1. Second step is nothing but 5 into 3 into 2. Second step. After this one, third step is here. This is the third step. I mean, 5 into 4 into 2. First straight. This is the straight way. Second one. And after that, third one. 5 into 3 into 1 first step. 5 into 3 into 2 second step. 5 into 4 into 2 third step. After that, 7 into 4 into 2. 7 into 4 into 2. So, first one is, this is the multiplication. 5 into 3 into 1 is nothing but 5 into 3 into 1. 5 into 3 into 1 is nothing but 15. 5 into 3 into 2 is nothing but 30. 5 into 4 into 2 is nothing but 40. 7 into 4 into 2, that is nothing but 56. So, answer is nothing but 15 is to 30 is to 40 is to 56. If you have any cancellation, just you have to cancel that one. So, answer is nothing but 15, 30, 40 and 56. This is our answer. Combined ratio. First step, sir, 5 into 3 into 1. Second step, 5 into 3 into 2. Third step, 5 into 4 into 2. And fourth step, 7 into 4 into 2. 7 into 4 into 2. This is the ratio of A, B, C and D. Okay, did you understand this one? Let us suppose we take one more example, sir, right? Okay, shall I rub it? For example, A is to B equals to 1 is to 2. B is to C equals to 3 is to 4. C is to D equals to 1 is to 2. A is to B equals to 1 is to 2. B is to C equals to 3 is to 4. C is to D equals to 1 is to 2. 1 is to 2. What is the ratio of A, B, C and D? What is the ratio of A, B, C and D? Okay, first of all, we need to observe what is the ending term, what is the starting term. What is the ending term, what is the starting term. Right. Ending term, starting term are equal. Ending term and starting term are equal. Just, okay, we need to calculate. First step, what is the first step? 1 into 3 into 1. This is the 3. 1 into 3 into 1, first step. And what is the second step means? 1 into 3 into 2. 1 into 3 into 2 is nothing but 6. And third step, 1 into 4 into 2. 1 into 4 into 2. It is the 8. And 2 into 4 into 2, that is the 16. So, answer is nothing but 3 is to 6 is to 8 is to 16. Okay, right. This is the combined ratio. Or else we have another way. This way only for non-math students. For example, if A is to B equals to 1 is to 2, B is to C equals 3 is to 4, C is to D equals to 1 is to 2. Okay, this one only especially for non-math students. Let us suppose, for example, if we take A, B, C, D. A, B, C and D. What is the ratio of A and B? 1 is to 2. Just you need to take like this, 1, 2. Here we don't know C value, we don't know D value. What is the B value? 2. Just we need to write just like 2 and 2. What is the B value? 2. Just let us suppose we need to assume C value and D value. Let us suppose C value and D value also 2 and 2. 1, 2, 2, 2. B is to C is nothing but 3 is to 4, right? B is to C is nothing but 3 is to 4. B is to C is nothing but 3 is to 4. This is the B column and this is the C column. That's why this is the 3 and this is the 4. If B is the 3, we have here blank. We want the previous of B value, right? That's why, what is the B value? 3. Let us suppose, just imagine it one also 3. This is a 4, 4. And C is to D is nothing but 1 is to 2, 1 is to 2. So 1, 2. Just you write 1, 1. C value, we know the C value is nothing but C. C value is nothing but 1. That's why this is the 1, 1, 1 here. Right. When take a multiplication, simple. 1 into 3 into 1 is nothing but 3. 2 into 3 into 1 is nothing but 6. 2 into 4 into 1 is nothing but 8. 2 into 4. 2 into 4 into 2 is nothing but 16. So, our answer is nothing but 3 is to 6 is to 8 is to 16 is our answer. Okay, same way. Okay, if you are not able to understand this one, just you have to follow this one. I mean, I want to repeat once again. A is to B is nothing but 1 is to 2. We don't know C value, D value. That's why B value, next value C and D also kabatti. I mean 2, 2. B is to C is nothing but 3 is to 4. 3 is to 4, 3, 4. That's why 4 after 4, 3 previous 3. C is to D is nothing but 1 is to 2, 1, 2, 1, 1. Just we need to take a column multiplication. This is the ratio of A, B, C and D. Okay, and we complete ratio formulas, proportion formulas. How do we derive ratios A is to B is to C and A is to B is to C is to D? This is the very first model. Okay, right.